Hey guys, hey, welcome to Smokey, Steve, and Mark. I'm Mark, and boy, is it nice to see you. It sure is. Popping in today for a little real talk mental health video right on the heels of Steven's video. And I don't know, that's the way we sometimes. Actually, it's usually the way we do it. Well, like he'll do a video, mental health video, then I'll do a mental health video, and then we come together and do a mental health video. So it's my turn. And I haven't done one for quite some time. In fact, the last one I did actually was for for members only, and there were a few things in there that I definitely wanted to update everybody on. I now have had time to process some things, and but yeah, right on the heels of Steven's mental health video. If you didn't get a chance, definitely check it out. So I figured, I'll just recap that just for a second because it's amazing that this specific thing that he went through, I did too. And it was at the same time, it just blew my mind. So, in Steven's video, he did mention that, if you've been watching for a minute, he's been, he's been struggling a bit, and they've been mostly tweaking his meds, adding some, taking some away. And on the very last one, which was last week, he had a reaction to the medication, and it was the worst that I have ever seen him. The akathisia, and that you would move, you want to jump out of your skin, along with the mood and all of that. It was just awful. I ended up in an ER visit, and which wasn't a good visit. So I'm not going to tell you all about that. Check out his video, he'll tell you the whole story there. But we will say that we did decide to follow it up with a letter, a nicely worded letter, because it wasn't it wasn't handled correctly, professionally, I should say. So really, there was much more to his video than that. But that was the one thing that I definitely wanted to mention because, last week, I had something that went on at the same time. But just to rewind a little bit with myself, I've been struggling a bit since summer. Had some events happen that, that I needed to kind of process a little bit, that could have been definitely way negative, but ended up being actually positive at the moment. So I've been having issues physically, and I'll touch on my physical things only because it directly impacts my mental health, as many of you have related in the past with that the physical health, especially things like rheumatoid arthritis and diseases like that, it can affect your mental health a lot. And I've been having trouble with recognizing that, all of a sudden my mood will be way low, and the interesting thing about that is that sometimes it feels like you want to stay in that mood. Like, I don't know if that is like literally, or if it's easier to stay in that mood, or I'm not certain. I do know that sometimes I don't even realize it, and then I want to sit in it for a while, and it's not a good place for me because I've always been positive oriented, always been, Mark, the whole channel, our little theme or tagline is positive vibes only, positive energy only, be positive, like that. And I've always tried to live that way, and with some success, and with mostly success. And it's difficult to do that when you're, not quite yourself. So since the summer, I have been dealing with the up and down moods, and I believe it's related to my physical conditions, because I also had some med changes that I touched upon back then, but I've evened out with those. I haven't changed any of that. Nothing has changed. He added meloxicam for breakthrough pain if it happens. I haven't had to use one yet, but that's the only change in my medication. As far as any psychotropic drugs that I'm on, just in case I haven't mentioned it, I do take Cymbalta, and I think that's the only one along those lines there, and it did help actually when I started it. So, but anyway, rambling on as usual. Since that time, and then I did the members only video, things have, like, got better but stayed the same, sometimes a little lower. Again, that up and down thing, that happens. In that video, I had expressed one of the major changes in my life that happened was that I left my job. I'm not working, and I haven't been working since then. And it was a mutual agreement. It kind of seemed a little forced at first. They wanted me to, because we had discussed this all prior to this, at work. I just wish it would have been a little bit more on my terms. My thought behind all of that was I was going to take a leave of absence from work, but I thought maybe wait till January, like get through the holidays, work through the holidays, and we'll take a look at that in January because it's more long term, But they said there's no reason to wait, and they were pretty like they're like you need to take an extended leave in absence, and you need to focus on your health. And they're absolutely right. I wasn't, make appointments but cancel them or not keep them, not taking it quite as serious as I should have. I should have been started physical therapy, like a long time ago. And so it actually was a good thing because I am given that opportunity now to focus on my health, and that's what I've been doing. It does bring up another concern, another thing that adds to anxiety and depression, are finances, of course, because we're down to one income, and my income was a little more than Steven's, so it was a big chunk taken away from our total household income. But I was approved for unemployment. I have that through, I think it's February or March or something. So when that all went through and was approved and everything, I mean, my boss was like, no, apply for unemployment, do it. Let's do 6 months, check back, And so I did get unemployment, and I thought, that was definitely a good thing, and it was something that kind of like, because you know what? It's not as much as I made in a paycheck, but I mean, it's close, and I know that I can pay rent and bills, and that's what I was worried about. Now, as far as any extra money, it's a little tight, of course, but it could be much worse, right? I'm always trying to stay on the positive side of things. So that freaked me out at first, but then it ended up being a good thing because I am able to take some time focusing on my health, both mental and physically, So I did just that. The appointments, sleep study is coming up. The rheumatologist is actually tomorrow. I've already seen my general doctor twice and already had X-rays, MRIs, blood work done, scheduled a sleep study, I see the dermatologist next week. I even see a urologist the week following. So I went in and I made sure that I had all the appointments. Oh, and I've been doing physical therapy, which was something that I felt guilty about, but I didn't want to do it, and I still don't want to do it. I don't. But these are the things that add to the struggle because the day before or like 2 days before I start stressing out about it, I'm like, I have physical therapy, blah blah blah. It could be any appointment, it could be any. I don't know whether the mind frame or the thought process is like just, you have a responsibility, you have something you have to do that day, which causes the anxiety and all that, or if it's, is there fear behind it? Is there, what is it that's behind it? It is a doctor's appointment, right? But I still get anxious about it. I still want to cancel. I still want to do all that, but I have to do this. This is the time to be taking care of all of this. Now, other things that have added to my mental stress, of course, obviously my teeth, which were to be done this year, have to be put off again because of finances. I had to take all the money that was saved out at the beginning when I first didn't have an income coming in. I depleted that savings for the teeth, and but I mean, I had to do it, and I'll be putting it back, but it just sucks because not only is it a delay, but it's something that really affects my everyday life, and I am so grateful that I feel comfortable enough with you guys that I could still do videos because, I was thinking that it might connect to that thing where like any type of responsibility or appointment or going to the store, I just get anxiety about it. Probably that adds to it, it does a lot to your self-confidence and that. So there was that, that is still there, and I'm like, oh. So, and then, the smaller things like the hair and the beard, y'all. I'm telling you, like, some days I'm like gung-ho. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm just gonna continue to let it grow, see what happens. And there are other days where I'm like, I can't take it. This needs cut off. I'm not doing it, blah, blah, blah. And these feelings are fairly strong for being, not like, earth-shattering things here, but they can be very strong in the moment, and, but I'm just staying the course, and I'm staying with the original plan, which was to let it grow out and see, do I like it, don't I, blah, blah, blah. It's not a big deal, but I can make it be a big deal, and I can do that with anything in my life. So, in addition to that, when I was telling you about Steven and his little experience going to the ER, well, he ended up going to the ER very, very late, early in the morning. I think it was like 2, maybe it was 1:32, around there. Well, prior to that, I started not feeling well. I started feeling like hot and cold, and like hot flashes. I mean, sweating. Like, hot flashes, they're like a few minutes long, but I mean, you get hot and sweat and you feel nasty, but then it goes away, I was getting those, and my stomach was kind of like, well, well, by the time he got back from the hospital, I was so sick. Stephen believes it was food poisoning completely. I didn't go to the hospital or anything. Kathy, Stephen's mom, it seems to think it might have been a 24-hour virus or something, a stomach virus, but which I think it was, because it was done in a day. The following few days after that, it was like fatigue, and I felt like I was 1,000 pounds, and I couldn't. It was an effort to do everything, and it just. Honestly, I think it felt worse than that first 24 hours. I don't know. The first 24 hours, I thought that I was going to throw up, but I didn't. 4 times. I mean, the mouth was watering. Steven, I had everything ready to go, and the stomach was so upset. Never had the runs, never had diarrhea at all, never. So I don't know if it was a virus or not. Like, I don't know. Maybe it was. I have no idea. All I know is it took this amount of time to feel somewhat. I'm still weak. Like, it's bizarre. It's totally bizarre. But that was something that just added to that anxiety and the depression and the up and down and up and down. It was like, man, really? And like, those little things like the beard and the hair, like, they just kind of stack on top of things. I should say that I allow them to stack on top of things that I'm already anxious about or, depressed about. And what happens is like I get anxious about something, if I have multiple projects going on or whatever, I'll feel overwhelmed. Once I feel overwhelmed, it's over, because I get like scattered and foggy, and I'm already still foggy. I'm still having blocks of time where I don't remember. I'm still having like this foggy kind of very difficult to focus in or concentrate, and then all this is going to be addressed at the doctor's tomorrow. I'm wondering if it has something to do with the medication. That's the only thing I can think of, I don't know. But yeah, so, there was that. But I think that as long as I stay positive, things will, I know that I know things will get better. But it's odd, these vivid dreams that I haven't had in years. Vivid that I thought they were real. I even said in my dream, Steven was in one of my dreams, I even said, wait a minute, this isn't real. We're in a dream, right? We're in a dream, right? I said that in the dream, and I'm returning to the same place in every dream, every single dream. If you're interested in that, I'll tell you about that later, but it's the same setting, I should say, I don't know. Oh no, very, very odd. I don't know. But like I tell you guys all the time, and this is something I need to practice what I preach, is that, listen, there are times when you have to put yourself first. There are times when, listen, it's okay not to be okay. Like, I hate using those sayings. I do, but they're true. and you got this. There are times we need to hear those things. We at least need to say them to ourselves, because it's true. It's true. I know that if I don't take care of myself, not only will I not do any of the things in life that I enjoy, but I wouldn't be able to be there for other people either. And that's something that's always been pretty important to me, as far as work goes, being there for other people, like the patients that I saw. It's strange. I think I reached that burnout, the 7-year itch or whatever, because I would have been there 8 years in October, and I left in early September, I think that it was, and I was just not doing a good job at work anymore. And at first I didn't realize it. And then I realized it, knew it, tried to fix the things, didn't work. I was late constantly. The mornings are the worst. They're the worst. I still have not been able to adjust to the mornings. It still takes me literally hours to be able to function. And that's something that I'm borderline not willing to live with anymore, which is what I need to explain to my doctor. Um, I can't take 3-4 hours to be able to function in the morning. But yeah, I can't. So we'll see what happens with that. But yes, definitely, we need to take time for ourselves too, for real. So I guess, so I have just kind of like resorted to, I've been really concentrating on the first, like, acceptance. Well, really, the first thing is, admitting, recognizing and admitting that I'm struggling. There are things that are going on. I'm struggling, admitting, to myself and to other people, I'm struggling. Then it's about acceptance, acceptance that, hey, things are going to happen. I mean, everybody has lost a job and got a job, lost a car, got a job, or got a car, struggles with finances and health and things like that. Everyone does. And I need to accept these things. I need to accept that sometimes these friggin' microphones aren't going to work, and try to see it for what it is, and not make it such a big thing, and try not to have that stack on all the other things. So acceptance is the first thing. Then I can take a look at whatever it may be and say, okay, what is in my power? What can I do about it? And sometimes that answer might be, there's nothing you can do about it, which goes back to acceptance. And then those things that I can try to do, take an action step and do them, as hard as it might be. And then, of course, all a while, not keeping it a secret, not keeping it a secret from other people. I try to talk as much as I can, try to get it out as much as I can, whether that's with professional therapy or with a loved one like Steven, or family or good friends. It needs to get out somehow. And then, I have resorted to, I don't know, I should say, sometimes you just have to pretend everything's okay. And I don't know if that's a good thing to say or not. Some people can say, well, that's just lying to yourself. That's just, but I have found that it helps a lot to, um, okay, today, look, I'm just going to pretend I'm okay because I need to get through this, this, and this. I have these responsibilities I need to do. The only way I'm going to be able to get to do that is let's pretend everything's okay, get through the day. And during that time, those things may work themselves out. I may come up with an idea how to deal with those things, or whatnot. But I do think that the trick to that is to, you know, not lie to yourself. Pretend and lying are different things. They are. Um, you can, use pretend to, you know, help you get something else done, if that makes sense. Probably doesn't. I probably sound like I'm nuts, but you know me, so I am a little nuts. But anyway, I didn't want to keep you all night. I hope I haven't been talking forever. And again, as always, I hope that I made sense. I hope there's some relatability to this. I like when we tie it up together with Steven and I both in the video, because when I look back at my video, which by the way I hate to do, I'll say, oh, I meant the point of that was supposed to be that, I could take a look at it and then say that in that video. So, but look, everything is good. I'm getting through everything. I'm staying positive the best I can be. Um, I'm focusing on my health. I've been putting more time into the channel, whether you can see that or not. There's stuff going on behind the scenes that we've been trying some new things out, trying to elevate the channel. All aimed, for the new year. So I'm going to decorate for fall for the rest of the videos up until, our Christmas season. That always helps me and makes me happy. So I've been keeping those things in mind and been doing those things, So anyway, thank you so much for spending your time with me. I really appreciate it and listening to me. I hope this didn't come across as me boo-hooing or wanting attention. It certainly was not anything like that. I just wanted to let you know what was going on and fill you in on some things that had been going on that I hadn't told you about. So anyway, thanks again for watching, everybody. Do hit that subscribe button and the notification bell so you know when we have a new video coming out. And then check us out, of course, over on social medias, and all of our contact information is down below, our post office box and our email address. Thank you again. I really appreciate it. It was a fantastic time spending with you, and you know what? I do feel so much better after talking about it. So, yeah. You have a fantastic rest of your week, okay? And we'll be seeing you, like, really soon. We have our Thanksgiving menu reveal coming very soon, and some other fun videos for the rest of the week. So, you take care, and I'll see you soon. Mwah! Ciao, everybody!